Before you pack that suitcase, zip up that travel jacket and grab your passport, I want you to imagine something for just a moment. Picture yourself on a beautiful beach overseas, the sun warm on your shoulders, the breeze soft, the perfect peaceful vacation you've waited years to enjoy. And suddenly, in the middle of all that, you start feeling a sharp chest pain, or your partner slips and injures their leg, or your blood pressure spikes out of nowhere. In that moment, do you know the one question almost every American senior asks first? Who's going to pay this medical bill, and will Medicare cover me here? Today, I'm going to tell you the truth about Medicare and overseas travel in a way that most people never explain, so you can travel with confidence instead of fear. This is going to save you money, protect your health, and prevent some of the biggest medical travel mistakes seniors make every single year. My name is Medicare Mentor, and if you're between the ages of 62 and 80, or planning to retire soon and dreaming of international travel, this message is for you. Millions of older Americans travel abroad every year, but very few understand how Medicare actually works once you step outside U.S. borders. And believe me, the confusion is real. Many seniors assume Medicare is like a worldwide safety net that follows them wherever they go. If only it were that simple. The truth is, most travelers learn the rules the hard way, standing at a foreign hospital desk with a bill they never expected. You're not going to be one of them after watching this. Let me walk you through the reality. Original Medicare is an incredible program, but once you leave the United States, Medicare coverage becomes extremely limited. And when I say limited, I mean in most countries, Original Medicare will not pay for your care. Not the hospital, not the doctor, not the ambulance, not the emergency room, nothing. People are always surprised when I say that. They'll tell me, I've paid into Medicare for years, why wouldn't it cover me when I'm outside the US? The answer is simple. Medicare is designed for care delivered inside the country. Once you cross the border into another nation, their medical systems, their billing rules, and their government regulations take over. Medicare cannot just walk in and pay claims in another country the way it does here at home. Now, before you panic, there are a few very rare exceptions, and I'll explain those in a moment. But first, I want you to understand why this is such a critical issue. Medical emergencies can happen to anyone, anywhere. Even healthy, active seniors face unexpected injuries, sudden infections, food poisoning, dehydration, heart complications, or blood pressure problems. And the cost of care overseas can be thousands of dollars, even tens of thousands. I've seen seniors return home with bills larger than the entire cost of their vacation. And what hurts the most is that in almost every case, they could have been protected if someone had explained the Medicare rules to them before they traveled. So let's start with the basic truth. If you have Original Medicare, which means Part A and Part B, and no additional coverage, you should assume you are not covered outside the US unless you fall into a very specific situation. There are only a few rare exceptions where Medicare might step in. The first is if you are traveling between Alaska and another US state, and a medical emergency forces your plane to land in Canada, and you need urgent care there. It sounds extremely specific, and it is, but it is one of the official exceptions. Another exception is if you live near the US border, and the closest hospital to treat your condition happens to be in Canada or Mexico. Medicare may cover that situation too, but only if the foreign hospital is closer than the American one. And the last exception is if you're on a cruise ship. But even that has rules. The ship must be within 6 hours of a U.S. port, and the doctor treating you must be legally allowed to practice medicine on that vessel. If not, Medicare will not pay. Outside of these narrow situations, Medicare coverage simply ends once you leave the United States and its territories. Now let's talk about what you can do to protect yourself, because this is where seniors either save a lot of money or lose a lot of money. A lot of seniors think, well, maybe Medicare Advantage covers overseas travel. Sometimes it does. But the important thing to understand is that Medicare Advantage plans are not all the same. Some offer international emergency coverage, some offer limited travel emergency coverage, and some offer none at all. And even when they do cover you, the benefits usually come with restrictions. You might have a limit, like $25,000 or $50,000 maximum. You might have to pay out of pocket first and get reimbursed later. You might have to find hospitals that accept direct billing to American insurers. And if the plan requires network restrictions, traveling abroad gets complicated. So you never want to rely on a Medicare Advantage plan without reading your plan's evidence of coverage and understanding exactly what international benefits you do or do not have. Now let's talk about Medigap, also known as Medicare supplement plans. These are often the better solution for seniors who enjoy international travel. Certain Medigap plans, specifically Plan C, Plan D, Plan F, Plan G, Plan M, and Plan N, include a foreign travel emergency benefit. Here's how it works. These plans will cover 80% of your emergency medical care outside the U.S. after a small deductible and only for the first 60 days of your trip. There is also a lifetime limit of $50,000 for foreign travel benefits. And remember, this is for emergencies only, not routine care. You can't get a dental cleaning in France and expect Medigap to pay for it. But if you break your wrist, get food poisoning, or face a sudden emergency, Medigap can save you from overwhelming medical costs. For world travelers, this is often the safest Medicare option. But here's something even more important. Many seniors don't know this. Your Medigap foreign travel benefit does not replace real travel medical insurance. It is only a partial protection. If you are traveling long-term, going on a cruise around the world, visiting multiple continents, or staying abroad for more than 60 days, that Medigap benefit won't last. And once that $50,000 lifetime limit is used up, it is gone forever. That's why so many seniors purchase additional travel medical insurance on top of their Medicare coverage. These private travel policies are designed for international emergencies, evacuations, air ambulance services, and medical repatriation. And believe me, evacuation alone can cost more than $100,000 without insurance. If you're thinking, I'm healthy, I don't take many medications, I don't want another insurance plan, I understand. But I've watched too many seniors regret skipping travel coverage. Medical emergencies overseas do not care if you're healthy. They don't care if you rarely get sick. All it takes is a slippery sidewalk, a bad meal, dehydration, or a sudden change in altitude, and your entire medical situation can change instantly. And if you need an air ambulance or medical evacuation, no Medicare plan will cover it. That's why travelers need to take this seriously. Let's talk about something equally important: prescriptions. Many seniors assume they can refill their medications overseas with their Medicare Part D plan. That is not the case. Part D does not work outside the U.S. Even if your medication is common, even if the pharmacy is well known, your Medicare drug plan cannot process foreign claims. Some people get around this by bringing extra medication before they travel, but you must check with your doctor first and make sure your Part D plan allows early refills for travel. Never wait until your trip to figure this out. I've seen seniors stuck abroad without their heart medications because they assumed they could easily refill them. Don't take that risk. I also want to make sure you understand something many travelers overlook: documentation. If your plan requires you to pay upfront and submit claims later, you must get detailed receipts, medical reports, and itemized bills from the foreign hospital. Without these, your Medicare Advantage or Medigap plan will deny the claim. Many countries do not automatically give itemized billing. You have to ask. And you need it in English or officially translated. So keep copies of everything, no matter how small. Now let's talk about your travel plans. If you're planning to go to Europe, Canada, Mexico, South America, Asia, Africa, or take any international cruise, you should never rely on Medicare alone. You need either a Medicare Advantage plan that specifically lists international emergency benefits, or a Medigap plan that offers foreign travel protection, or a strong private travel medical insurance policy. And ideally, a combination of these. Without them, you are exposed to some of the most financially devastating medical bills a senior can experience abroad. Before you travel, talk to your plan's customer service department. Ask them these exact questions. Does my plan offer emergency coverage outside the United States? What services are covered and what services are not? What is the maximum dollar limit of the coverage? Do I need to pay up front and get reimbursed later? How do I submit a foreign medical claim? Do you cover medical evacuation or air ambulance services? Get these answers before you travel, not after. Now, let me give you a quick scenario so you can see how quickly this becomes real. Imagine you're enjoying a cruise in the Mediterranean. On the second day, you develop sudden abdominal pain. The ship's doctor examines you and says you need urgent care at the next port. The ambulance takes you to a foreign hospital. They run imaging, blood work, and keep you overnight for observation. Your final bill is over $12,000. Without the right coverage, that entire cost goes straight to you. But with Medigap or a Medicare Advantage plan with international emergency benefits, you could reduce that bill by thousands. With additional travel insurance, you could avoid paying anything at all. This is the difference between peace of mind and financial disaster. Now, before we end, here's the most important thing I need you to do. If you're planning a trip or even thinking about traveling next year, do not assume you're covered. Medicare Mentor is here to help you understand these rules so you can make smart decisions. Take a moment after this video to review your Medicare plan. Look at your Medigap benefits, your Medicare Advantage evidence of coverage, and your travel plans. You worked your entire life for the freedom to enjoy retirement. Don't let a medical bill in another country take that away from you. And if you found this helpful, make sure you keep learning. Your Medicare benefits change every year, and there are ways to save thousands of dollars if you know the rules. I encourage you to watch more of the videos here at Medicare Mentor so you can stay protected, stay informed, and travel with confidence. Your health matters, your safety matters, and your financial security matters. My goal is to help you protect all three. You